Hey YouTube, French Fried Taters here, and today we're going to be diving into the fastest route through Act 1. This route will skip all optional content and just do what is necessary to progress into Act 2. I have a separate guide up on my channel with the title Path of Exile 2 Guide, How to Get All Stat Bonuses and Quest Rewards, and that one goes over all of the buffs you can get from the campaign. However, a lot of this is optional and not required to progress. If you're looking for the fastest way to get to the end of the game, this series of guides is going to be your friend. If efficiency is your goal, I recommend following this series first and then popping over to that full Quest Rewards guide I just mentioned to pick up all the extra bonuses once you're done here. With that all out of the way, let's start with a quick summary of Act 1's required steps. There's a lot to do in Act 1, but here is the required steps that will get you straight into Act 2. Everything else can be skipped and is optional. Those steps are to defeat the Miller, get the 3 ruins and defeat the Rust King, free the Hooded One from the Tree of Souls, open the Grim Tangle Passage, defeat Asinia and Draven for the Graveyard Key, open the gate at the Graveyard, defeat Lachlann, defeat the Executioner, and then defeat Count Geonor. If that list seems short to you, it seemed short to me after I made it, but I had to double check, and yes, this is all the required steps in order to progress into Act 2. With that summary out of the way, I also put together a little guide here that kind of shows you the quickest way to go through all of this, so let's jump right into that. At the beginning, we're going to talk to the injured NPC, and then when he dies, we're going to grab and equip our first weapon. Fight your way to the large chest, and when it drops, equip your first skill. Afterwards, make sure you bind the skill and then use the skill. The reason I'm mentioning this is if you don't do it, there's going to be a little red wall that pops up and does not let you proceed, and that's because you just didn't finish the tutorial prompts there. Now all we have to do is find the entrance to town, which will be blocked off by the Miller, who we have to defeat in order to proceed. So go ahead and kill him, and then we will head into town and we will talk to Renly and Una, and then walk out into Clearfell. In Clearfell, all we need to do is find Grellwood. It's usually to the north. Once you find Grellwood, go ahead and enter, and then we will be searching the outer rim of this map for the Red Veil. Keep a lookout for the Grim Tangle and the Tree of Souls as well. If you do see the Grim Tangle, enter and grab the waypoint, and if you see the Tree of Souls, just walk by it and grab the waypoint, but we're going to keep searching for the Red Veil here. Once you find the Red Veil, you're going to enter it and grab the waypoint, and then you're going to go right back into Grellwood. Or, if you found the Tree of Souls earlier, you can use the waypoint and go straight to the Tree of Souls in Grellwood. If you didn't though, pop back into Grellwood and we'll be looking for the Tree of Souls. This is more kind of in the middle-ish of the map, it's just not really usually on the edge. While you are looking for it, keep an eye out for the Grim Tangle again, but don't worry about finding it right now. Once you find the Tree of Souls, grab the waypoint and talk to Una. After talking to her, use the waypoint and travel back to the Red Veil. Now we'll search for the Obelisks of Rust. The first 2 will spawn waves of enemies and then drop the runes. The third one will spawn a boss called the Rust King, and watch out for his AoE effects, particularly this sword one that shoots out. You just need to stand between the swords. Defeat the Rust King, pick up the last ruin, and then port to town. Once in town, we're going to deliver the ruins to Renly and then take back the spikes from him, and then we will head back to Grellwood via the waypoint and stab the 3 marked spots on the tree and talk to Una. Then we will travel back to town via the waypoint and talk to Una again. And then here we will either travel to the Grim Tangle via the waypoint if you found it earlier, or go back to Grellwood and look around for the Grim Tangle. Again, this one is not on the edge of the map, it's generally kind of randomly placed somewhere more in the middle-ish. Once you're in there, summon Una so that she can sing and open the roots. Then we're just going to travel through the Grim Tangle and find the entrance to the Cemetery of Eternals. Enter the cemetery and talk to Lachlann, and then grab the waypoint nearby. Then we will either find the Tomb of the Consort or the Mausoleum, whichever comes first, and we'll be killing the bosses in both. Note that each tomb has an exit portal after the boss. After you kill the first boss, use the exit portal. Once you defeat the second boss, immediately port to town and use the waypoint to travel back to the cemetery to get back to Lachlann quickly. You're going to talk to Lachlann, click the gate, and then defeat him. He will shoot some ghouls at you, and then he has a pretty strong ground pound that can one-shot, so watch out for that. Once you defeat him, go ahead and travel directly into the hunting grounds. You're going to grab the waypoint and return to town. Talk to Finn, talk to Una, talk to the Hooded One after Una revives him, and then travel back to the hunting ground via the waypoint. We're going to be searching for the Ogham Farmlands exit along the outer rim of the map here. I generally see it on the north or the western side. Once we get into the farmlands, we are going to be looking for the exit into the Ogham village. Once we're in the village, we are going to look for the executioner and fight him. Watch out for his guillotine drop here, it will kill you. Once you defeat the executioner, we're going to free Leodis here and then head into the courtyard of the Manor Ramparts. In the Manor Ramparts, we are going to find the Ogham Manor. And then once we are in here, we are going to travel down 2 sets of stairs to the bottom floor and then travel into the arena. And then finally we get to fight the Wolfman himself, Geonor. This guy is crazy and he will slap you directly in your face. My biggest advice for this fight is to watch for when he's doing these like charged up AoE attacks. When he starts doing that, you want to be running around and not attacking him because he will freeze you if you miss one of those and then the next one will kill you. And that's it. Once you kill Geonor, you can head back into town and talk to the Hooded One, and he will take you right on to Act 2. Well, that pretty much does it for this one, guys. I hope you find it useful. If you did find it useful, consider liking and subscribing and telling me below in the comments that you did like it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. This just really helps out a small channel like me, so you'd be doing me a favor there. And yes, in case you're wondering, I will be doing this for Act 2 and Act 3. I'm actually already working on filming it right now as we speak. So do swing back around for those shortly. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you get through Act 1 as fast as possible. See you on the next one, guys.